Think you know chocolate? Every year, we scarf down 8 million tons of this stuff worldwide, and that number's tripling every decade. It's the treat of the gods, born from the cocoa tree, but there's a shady side to those irresistible milk chocolate bars. We're crashing a factory to uncover what really goes into making over 200,000 bars a day. Buckle up, this is a roller coaster from jungle chaos to your candy stash. Over 4,000 years ago, Mesoamericans cracked the cocoa code, and now it's got us all in a chokehold. In the late 1800s, Joseph Fry cooked up the first solid bar with cocoa butter, sugar, and crushed cocoa. Then, in 1879, Swiss mastermind Daniel Peter teamed up with Henri Nestlé to drop the milk chocolate bomb by adding condensed milk smooth sweet and pure addiction. It all starts in sweaty tropical jungles where cocoa trees thrive. Those slimy, pale beans? They're the dirty little secret behind every bite, and trust me, the story's messier than you think. Growing cocoa's a grind stuck in time. Want the good stuff? Farmers pamper tiny seeds in soggy soil sacks, and sprouts pop up fast. By week 5, they're hitting 16 inches. But here's the kicker. It takes 5 years for those trees to cough up pods. They trim them like bonsai to keep them sane. Then tiny beetles play Cupid with the flowers. 6 months later, bam, gorgeous pods. Sounds cute, right? Wait till you hear what's next. It's no picnic out there, bugs are the ultimate buzzkill, so farmers wrap pods in plastic like they're smuggling gifts. Harvesting? Brutal. At 104 Fahrenheit, workers hack each pod off by hand under a scorching sun, no shortcuts, no mercy. To hit 120 pods a day, they're drenched in sweat. Pick an unripe one by mistake, you're stuck with sour beans that'll make your chocolate taste like regret. And that's just the start of the drama. Once they've got the pods, it's machete time cracking them open. Reveals sweet pulp cradling 40 to 60 white beans. Those are the real MVPs. They pile them up, cover them, and let them ferment for a week. Heat kicks in, the pulp rots away, and the beans darken, shedding their bitter edge for that chocolate vibe we crave. But here's where it gets shady. Who's doing this backbreaking work? After fermenting, they sun-dry the bean shells off. Game on. The best ones get bagged and shipped, but brace yourself. It takes 400 to 700 grams of cocoa for 1 kilogram of chocolate, and prices are insane right now. Why? Climate change is torching crops, and oh yay, child labor's still a thing. Factories get 150-pound sacks, mostly from Ivory Coast, pumping out 60% of the world's cocoa. Ever wonder who's paying the real price? Picture a factory churning 600 tons of chocolate a year's wheat gig, right? Not so fast. Beans roll in and face a savage cleanup. Conveyors and screens ditch twigs, rocks, and filth. A giant drum roasts them to shed their skins, which get yanked by rakes in a vacuum straight out of a sci-fi flick. What's left? The nibs, the flavor goldmine. But behind the scenes, there's a dirty footprint you won't see on the wrapper. Those nibs hit a monster oven for another roast 40 minutes on the down low to unlock the cocoa soul. Then a grinder mashes them into cocoa liquor, 55% buttery goodness. Here's the twist. They press out the butter, leaving powder behind, and mix it with sugar and milk powder in a 1-ton beast. Heat and friction turn it into liquid bliss, but the waste and emissions? That's the bitter aftertaste they don't advertise. That gritty liquid gets smoothed out by 5 rollers finer than fairy dust. Then the conch, the unsung hero, churns it with more butter for 18 hours, till it's velvety perfection. The longer it spins, the pricier it gets, but also the more energy it guzzles. Deforestation's part of this too. Ivory Coast lost 90% of its forests to cocoa farms. Your bar's creamy, but the planet's crying. At last, they pour that liquid gold into molds 350 a minute. Over 200,000 bars daily. A 2-hour chill tunnel hardens them. Then machines pop them out and wrap them in foil faster than you can blink. Keeps them fresh, sure. But the packaging waste piles up. Slap on a pretty wrapper, and they're ready to melt in your mouth. Ever think about the trash trail you're leaving? If this chocolate exposé blew your mind, smash that like. Share it with your candy-crazed crew, And hit subscribe with the bell for more jaw-dropping scoops. Catch you later, Chocoholics.